Patricia Talks.
Good afternoon, Patricia. Happy New Year.
Good afternoon, Ingram. Happy New Year to you also.
So how have you been?
Fantastic. I'm excited about 2021 and all the amazing things it's going to bring with BWTM Online and the Patricia Talks show.
Hey, listen, that first show was absolutely amazing. The feedback was amazing for me. You know, a lot of people wrote in and left messages on the video, of course. And congratulations again to the young man celebrating 100 years.
Good. I love that. I like that. Yeah, he's just so amazing. I mean, 100 years old, not wearing glasses, no wrinkles, really funny, and a fantastic memory, a great storyteller. He's absolutely adorable as well. He's really kind of cute. So we had fun. He really enjoyed it to the point where he said, "Oh, I can come back if you want me to." So we might have to do a part 2.
Absolutely.
Of Norman Mitchell MBE celebrating his 100th birthday. Yeah, fantastic.
So, congratulations once again to Norman Mitchell and the family. So, what's next?
Well, coming up next is episode 2. That's scheduled for screening on the 24th of January at 7 p.m. On a Sunday. And that episode chronicles a story of a football player who talks about 30 years playing football. He talks about being a football player in the under-10s team. He talks about leaving home at 16 and traveling outside of London and never returned home. His adult life began at 16 as a football player. He talks about football and racism. He talks about the fame of being a footballer. You know, he talks about footballers that he admired and wanted to be those players. So it's a fantastic story, great insight to the life of football players and what it feels like when you're no longer playing, when you're no longer on the field.
Yeah, I can imagine those after playing feelings, those when you finish your professional career as a footballer or as an amateur footballer and you've had all the adulation, you've been a center of attention or you've been a top player, and then suddenly it's not that anymore. How do you cope with that? How do you cope with that adrenaline? Interesting.
Yeah. It's a kind of who are you now, because you've been that person for all of your adult life. And now you're taking up a new role. So who are you? What do you do? You know, what happens when people still recognize you, but you're no longer on the pitch, and all the challenges that comes with upholding that level of fame and responsibility. And we know as Black people, the challenges that our Black footballers face both on and off the pitch, and how you continue to fight through that and do the thing that you love.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's been quite a few Black footballers who have been quite pivotal in fighting racism in this country. And we are thankful to them. So when you go to picking these guests, what's the process in your mind and why do you pick them?
Do you know, it's really interesting because I sometimes feel like I don't pick them. I kind of come across somebody's story or I see somebody performing. And I guess my thing really is about those unsigned, those unrecognized individuals that do phenomenal work. There are loads of people out there who do some great stuff and they're not recognized on a global level. And some of the feedback I got from the first episode was about legacy. And my aim is, what stories are going to be legacies for my children and my children's children? What's the stories that are going to be left? What are the stories that are untold? And I mentioned in our first interview about mainstream, and those stories, we're not always the authors of those stories, really. It's not always told in an authentic way. So for me, it's about how can I really go into the lives of these individuals in a way that hasn't been done before. So I dig really, really deep, and I draw out the amazing talent that they sometimes don't even know that they have. So it's about a wide range of individuals. So I do want it to be Norman Mitchell, that's 100, and he's talking about being in the UK and the challenges that brings. I want to talk about our footballers, so there'll be more footballers. I want to talk about authors, people that have written some amazing stories, singers, and just people that have a story to tell. I love a good story. And so that's what happens when I'm choosing somebody. I think, that sounds like a good story that people kind of need to hear about. And so I'm gifted. I think these people come to me. I think they choose me, Ingram.
So
that's what it feels like.
When you were watching the premiere, the debut on BWTM Online, and you were watching it, what was going through your mind watching yourself back at that moment in time?
What was going through my mind was, first of all, I was watching it with one of my sons sat next to me. That was really important. I was watching it with my partner. That was really important. And I knew that my family and other people around the world were going to hear this amazing story. And I felt really proud that I had brought that story to a platform that people could sit in their sofas at home, or sit on their sofas rather, at home, and hear this story. I felt very proud because Norman Mitchell is somebody who I've known for many years and who often tells his stories over a cup of tea, as you do. And I said to him some 2 years ago, you really need to have this story told worldwide. It's so amazing. I didn't think at that time that I would be the one that would be bringing the story. So I was very proud. I was also very proud of the production team. I want to give a shout out to Adrian McKenzie of Onyx Gold, phenomenal filmmaker and editor, and also to Eve, who goes by the name as Eve Everblessed. I was proud that I gave an opportunity to young people to be a part of this project. I was proud of BWTM for providing the platform. So I was really happy, and the feedback was very heartfelt, some of which actually reduced me to tears when I heard people talk about what it felt for them being able to hear a story that was similar to the road that they themselves had travelled, and what it felt like for them to be able to share that with their children. That for me was really powerful. And so I was very proud. I was very proud.
One of the reasons why BWTM was created, because I felt that our voices are not being heard by the mainstream media. So I felt it was right, only right, for us to get the opportunity to have a platform to say we had to say without it being filtered, watered down, intercepted. We speak our minds and we show how beautiful a people we are and we can be. That is, and to be able to see what happened, with Norman Mitchell, that was beautiful. So it was like, this is worth it. This is what we're about. This is what we want to be giving to the world, showing the beauty that we do have, and showing a different side to us and not the side that's posted in the lamestream media. I've got to call it lamestream. Can't call it mainstream. Got to call it lamestream. This is the
love
lamestream.
That. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I do. I really love the lame stream because I do, because I am somebody that struggles to find something more often than not on lame stream, as you call it, that I can really relate to on a cultural level most of the time. And we talk about the struggle of never really being on mainstream TV. And I think we're going to have that struggle for a very long time. So the only way to kind of do anything about that is to do something about it by providing the content that we want to see. And so all of the things that you said, that your reasons for starting up BWTM are all the reasons why I do what I do. And that's what I hope people will feel when they watch Patricia Talks. That is the aim. So I'm happy that we're on the same sheet in terms of what we want to achieve with this, because it is so important.
Absolutely. I think for myself, the most disappointing thing is when we as a people keep going to the lamestream, expecting them to do something for us, instead of taking accountability, taking responsibility, taking back our power and saying, no, we don't need you. We can create our own empires. We can create our own networks. We can have our own production team. You've shown with your production team a phenomenal job.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And also because really one of my key things is to promote and uplift our young people. We can't go up and continue without bringing them with us. So the fact that I was able to bring these two amazing young ladies with me is so powerful. And I just feel really blessed because, you know, some of the stories that I have lined up are just phenomenal. Of course, COVID and lockdown has meant that production has been slow because of, you know, getting people kind of into the studio. But oh my goodness, I have got some storytellers lined up that I can't wait to interview these individuals. Musicians that, you know, we've raved to their music for years and years, but don't really know the story behind their journey so that they could produce this amazing crafts that they have, and how often they haven't really been recognized for it in the way that they should have been. So for me, I'm so excited with the stories that are coming up for Patricia Talks. I'm really excited.
Patricia, something else I wanted to ask you is, I know that the individuals you're going to have got amazing stories and bands, musicians, poets, but what about businesses that like hair products and stuff like that, just different businesses, black businesses? Do you have intention of visiting black businesses and they could be a part of the show, or, you know, place products within the show or things like that?
Oh, absolutely. You are bang on the money. So I've already started the process of finding businesses. So my amazing neckwear is made by Tia Smart Henry. She's an amazing individual. You're going to be seeing some more of this. My earrings, I also wore these in the first episode by Pebbles, and she makes some amazing African-centered jewelry. My silver jewelry, I never leave home without it, is by Ewana. And so I'm going to really be promoting all of these individuals, because that, of course, is another one of my heartfelt missions, is to promote us and to share the economy, for the black pound to circulate and stay for a longer time within our community. So that's absolutely on the card. So, you know, I would urge anybody who's listening to today's interview, if you do have a product, if you do have a business, I would just urge you to come on board and contact us at BWTMONLINE or Patricia Talks 22 at gmail.com. Is that gmail.com or is it gmail.co? I think it's gmail.com. Anyway, I think you'll find me, Patricia Talks 22 at gmail.com. But I would urge them to contact us, because there's space for advertising, there's space for promoting. And, you know, Patricia Talks isn't just about me, it's about me and everybody else that wants to make a difference to our economy and to how we show up. So absolutely, I'm already on that. So you are right on the money, as it were.
Fantastic. I see you quite on the money about a few things. So what would be your, let's say you could say this from a perfectionist point of view, what would you want, looking back a year from now, Patricia Talks to look like?
I would like it to look like, or to be a show that is mainstream for us as a people, that people know about Patricia Talks, that it's a regular show, continuing week after week. At the moment, it's kind of month at a time. I want it to be a show that is available across the world, and for people to know that Patricia Talks is going to bring you some amazing stories, and that the people that are featured on the show then go on to do some other stuff, some other interviews. I'd want it to be something that made a difference to the lives of us as people. I've got some health shows coming up. How do we look after ourselves? That's really important. I've got 3 chefs coming up that I'm so excited. So I want to look also at that. How do we set up businesses? You know, some publishers. So that's what I want it to be. I want it to look like a platform where people know they can go and shine, a platform where they can be open and authentic, and that it won't be filtered. You know, it's the full story. It's the real talk. And everybody knows about it. That's me from a perfectionist point of view, and that I have a great budget that allows me to do that and to show people in a great light.
Well, everybody's seen your first show. and they love your first show. And I, for one, can't wait for the second show. Remember what I said to you? I said to you when we were talking about the first show, I said to you, I trust you. Do you remember I said it to you?
I remember that. I do remember
I trust you. And then you said to me, do you want to have a look at it? I said, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. I trust you.
Yeah.
And I sat down, and I won't exactly say exactly the words that came out my mouth. I will repeat them on the show. However, I was like, my gosh, those words, but probably more
Animated.
Yeah, more animated. I was like, I was blown by it. I was like, wow.
Thank you. I'll receive that, because, you know, I wanted to do it in a way that it was real quality. I didn't want to cut corners. I wanted to start in a way that I meant to go on. So I put a lot of thought into the show, and the production team. When I saw the production myself and what they had produced, I was feeling like, wow, wow, wow. They are super amazing.
They're
brilliant.
They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And kudos to them. Black is beautiful, isn't it? Black is beautiful.
They're fantastic. And I don't have any daughters myself, so they're now my adopted daughters. I just have sons, and sons are amazing. And so now I've got some adopted daughters who are working on this production. And, you know, if I can find any other young people that want to have some experience in kind of putting a production like this together, I'm really happy to have some interns to do that, because that's the benefit of when you do your own thing. That's why I work for myself. So that I can orchestrate and I'm the author of my life and kind of the things that I do. So if there are other young people that want some experience, that want to shadow, I'm really open to that as well. I really am.
That's exactly what BWTM is about, encouraging ownership, people to be creative. You're in a world where people are telling you this, you can't do this, you can't look where we are now. You can't do this, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you can't. This is the way this has got to be done. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
BWTM, people are going to be creative. They're going to be allowed to be creative and let the creative juices flow, and look what's happened from it.
And, you know, Ingram, there are times when you've been interviewed and you've been interviewed for an hour or 2 hours. And when it hits the newspapers, it's like a couple of paragraphs, or you've done a long interview and it's down to 5 minutes, and none of the really juicy bits that you wanted to get out are even in that video. So for me, it really is a legacy. I want my boys to know that they can do anything they want to do, and that they can create the content that they want to see, and for other young people to feel the same.
I'll tell you what would be really great as well is to get some bloggers on board, bloggers who would blog about Patricia Talks.
Well, if there are any bloggers out there and you want to blog about Patricia Talks, just hit me up. I'm open to that, because I just want everybody to know how amazing we are as individuals, and I love a good story, and so that's important. I love a good story.
So I have some surprises for you, Patricia, for 2021. So you know BWTM already is on Android.
I do.
We're still waiting for Apple to approve us, because Apple are so finicky, but we have to wait for Apple. However, we are on 2 new platforms.
Oh.
Tell me more. One platform is called BitChute. BitChute is like the new YouTube. It's a place where YouTube is censoring everything, and BitChute is quite opposite. It doesn't do censorship. So and the other one is called Odyssey. So Odyssey and BitChute. So now, when Patricia Talks comes out, not only will it be available on YouTube, it will be available on Odyssey, it will be available in BitChute, it will be available on mobile phone, and it will be available on Amazon TV.
Fantastic. I like that. Come on, you're right. I like that. I love that. That is a nice surprise. I like that, because the more it's available, the more amazing it's going to be for us to create this amazing production. So I'm excited about that. I'll have to check out those other platforms that you've mentioned, so I can see what happens there, and then we can spread the word and tell people that I'll be there too.
Amazon TV, 90 million new viewers. So anyone's got Amazon Stick, anyone's got Amazon Fire Stick, Now in America, they go up $15 a pop. So it's very popular to have a Fire Stick.
Nice. I
So
like that.
Fire Stick, they download BWTM free, bang, you're on there.
I think I've got a Fire Stick, actually. I need to go and look for mine. It's somewhere.
Right. Look for your Fire Stick. If you all listen there, you've got a Fire Stick, get your Fire Stick out, and you can get Patricia Talks on the Fire Stick.
I like that. That's good. That's exciting. I like that. I like the way that things are rolling nicely. I like that.
There's progression. Good. Progressive. We're building an empire here. An empire. This is what it's about. And
so we should, because we have got an amazing empire to build, and so we should.
Absolutely. Come one, come all. Just come positive. We can do it.
Fantastic. I love it. I love that energy. That's very, very encouraging. Very encouraging. So Pete, if you've got a story out there, listen, BWTM and Patricia Talks, we want to hear your story, and so does the rest of the world. Everybody has a story to tell, and so we want to hear from you. If you're a blogger, we also want to hear from you. If you have your own business, we want to hear from you. If you're creative and make some amazing neckwear and earrings and jewelry. I mean, I never leave home without my adornments. I have to show these off. I never leave home without these. I absolutely love them. And I love it because it's made by us for us. And so I love that.
And of course, if you want your product to be seen globally, you've seen we've got an audience. So this is the show for that.
Thank you. I like that.
There you go. Great. See? There we go. I think we've plugged. We've spoken to you again. We know what's coming up soon for the next show. Can you tell us again the date and the time?
Sure. Yeah. So it is the story of Adrian Forbes, who is lead coach for Luton Town. He talks about his story of starting out as a young footballer under the age of 10, when his parents thought perhaps he should play cricket, but his passion was football. He talks about his journey, racism on and off the pitch, and what it felt like to leave home at 16 and never to return, but to remain out as an adult. He talks about that. So that's going to be Sunday, the 24th of January, 2021, BWTM at 7 p.m. UK time. Story of Adrian Forbes.
Will we get a trailer for this?
You are absolutely going to get a trailer. I'm working on that trailer now. That should be out this week. You're going to have a snippet of that show to get you nice and ready. So it's a Sunday evening, 7 p.m., a great time to just sit back and listen to a story from someone who I am so proud of, this young man and his journey, that I just can't wait for it to air. He's an amazing young man.
I hope that him and all the players of Luton Town, past and present, watch it, and all the people of Luton are watching it as well. And of course, our regular viewers, we hope that you all can tune in to watch Patricia Talks, the second episode with Adrian Forbes.
Yeah, and also he's got a history with Norwich and Swansea and Millwall, so there's a whole range of clubs. His journey is just so animated and brilliant.
Get him on the blower. Get him on the blower. Get him on the blower.
He'll be on. So the trailer's coming out soon, and you'll get a snippet of that. Hopefully in a couple of days, that'll be up and ready. So I'll ship that over to you, and we can get sharing with that so that people are ready for Sunday, 24th of January 2021, 7 p.m. UK time.
So Patricia, as always, thank you so much for talking to BWTM Online, and we look forward to Patricia Talks episode 2.
My absolute pleasure. You have a blessed day now.
Take care.
Patricia Talks.